Hello garden friends, welcome back to Liz and Let Grow. So today is an overcast, slightly rainy, very humid day. It's been raining for a couple days, so my garden is looking very overgrown and my flowers are looking great. I wanted to show you a few of the annuals that I picked up on sale and I popped in my garden. Some of them, they're not looking too hot. Apparently I have slugs. I've never had slugs before, but apparently they like petunias. So we'll look at those. I'm also going to show you, I picked up some lavender, some Sweet Romance lavender from Proven Winners, and it was also on the sale rack, and I've heard great things about it. The thing about lavender is it needs quite good drainage. It needs very poor soil. I don't have poor soil here unless you're talking about this patch in the back. But I amended the soil. Well, I'll tell you more about that later. But we have some lavender to look at, some annuals, and I also rescued a clematis from the sale rack. And so we'll see how that does. I am a sucker for a sale, especially when it's a plant sale these days. So come along with me. Also, yes, I am, I think about 28 and a half, almost 29 weeks pregnant. So rude of you to think that I was pregnant before I said so. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's take a look at my garden. Let's go. So right here in my little front L-shaped bed, I have some annuals, and I put some white petunias here because I don't have that much white here. I have more white in this bed over here. So I put some pink ones over there. But these are the petunias. And yeah, they're supposed to get low and mounding, so they're going to fill in a little bit. I also picked up some Japanese maple seedlings and stuck them in here. So that will be interesting to see if they do anything. But yeah, the petunias are kind of being eaten a little bit. I think by slugs, because I've seen some slugs on them. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize my I think this is a carnation that I planted from seed a couple years ago. It's finally flowering. Wow. I love that blue color in here. It really adds something. So I have some white petunias here. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I have another one right behind there, 6. And I also planted a purple fountain grass right here, which is so beautiful because this area was really lacking some of that darker foliage interest, and the grassy texture is just so beautiful. So this is going to get really tall. Just within the year, it's an annual grass, and then it's going to have these big purple plumes for the fall and the winter. So I think that'll be so beautiful. My dianthus is doing really well, the Sweet William. I have that in all different colors. I had no idea what colors they were, so they're kind of just mixed throughout. As you can see, there's not that many dark ones over here. So my dianthus has been flowering for about 3 weeks now, and these last a long time in the vase. I highly recommend. The common name is Sweet William for that, and I have all different colors. I didn't know which colors were which, so a bunch of like white pink ones ended up on this side, so I'm gonna have to be dividing them up because I do want more of a mixture. There's like no like dark pink over here or any pinks at all. It's just light pink. Anyway, the other thing that I planted here are the Sweet Romance lavenders that I got on sale. I got 3 of them. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I kind of planted them in like a little bit of a hedge here. But they're already starting to reflower. I kind of cut them back a little bit. But these are going to get really big and bushy. I don't think they're quite going to touch, but they might. Yeah, see, look at the petunia. Something's snacking on it. But yeah, the Sweet Romance lavender, I also dug quite a bit down and out, and I added some pretty big gravel and sand just to add some weight, like a lot more drainage, because it is kind of a low spot here, and I don't want the roots to rot out, and lavender will do that if, given the chance, because they really need just really poor soil. This is my, what is this called? Double knockout rose. Highly recommend. It was so beautiful. It flowered for like 2 weeks, and I'm going to go through and deadhead it. You don't have to deadhead these roses because they're a new one. Here's another petunia. I started in some pink petunias here. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you leave The mother lupin died, and then this, all the lupin babies are here. So I'm just gonna leave them all there and see if they take. This was a beautiful, almost like double iris, and it's pretty much its last flower. You do want to deadhead your irises if you have irises. Mine like bloomed doubly. So there was one bloom here and then another bloom here. So it already bloomed twice on this one stalk. And then this one actually had a separate one. So I'll come down and I'll cut that right there to deadhead it to encourage more blooms. We have some hosta that the, what are they called? The hummingbirds just love. I had no idea that hummingbirds liked hostas. And then the purple bellflower, which apparently is like a noxious weed, but oh well, the lady that sold it to me didn't tell me that. But yeah, I've got some more white petunias here and here, so hopefully those will fill in. Got some bee balm, another, I think this is almost like a purpley petunia, and some more dianthus looking beautiful, another rose. But look at all those buds. It's just gorgeous. And yeah, and then I have some osteopernum, or another name for it I think is called African daisy. So right here, I thought it was more of a purple color, but it's kind of more of a white purple color. So again, I don't know why I'm repeating so much of this white purple color, so my bad. But anyway, I'm bringing in more pink. I have another petunia here and here, so just to bring a variation in the colors, because it's just a lot of white here. This is an aster that's going to be blooming in the fall, this summer in the fall. And then just another petunia that has been absolutely shredded. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be buying those again. And yeah, my catmint that I got for free, got all the catmint for free. Hopefully it's going to flower. I mean, it's just really tall and green, so I'm really hoping a flower will come soon. If not, kind of a waste. Yeah. All right, let's go to the other side. So we're here on the other side, the other L-shaped bed. And the annuals that I planted in here are some more petunias. And the dianthus is so beautiful in here. Look at that color. It's almost like a two-tone color. And these I divided this spring and moved them all around. So happy I did. But this petunia looks largely unscathed. What a cute color. Got a tiny little rose here. And some more dianthus, another petunia. Yeah, I usually never plant annuals, but I saw them on sale. So I'm just trying to vary the textures and the colors in all my beds, and adding in, I forget what this is called. I bought this for free from my friend Sadie. She has a ton of it. It's funny because in her yard it used to be really shady, so these were really dark, but in the sun they have this beautiful chartreuse color, which really adds a nice pop of brightness. And then I thought this died, but my lamb's ear is flowering. So, and then a heuchera. Oh my gosh, my heuchera is flowering too. That's fun. Coral bells, which is so beautiful. And another one, I planted another one, but I thought it died. It's just coming back. My friend Emma gave me a whole bunch of hostas that she did not want. We've got some black-eyed Susans flowering here. I put these all over my garden because these are really good at spreading and dividing, and they're just beautiful. And I've got some more petunias back there. So we've got some white and some pink. Pink, oh my gosh, this one is absolutely mangled. So yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna do that again unless there's like another more slug resistant variety, because it just ends up looking tattered and horrible. Like, I think it would just look better without that. Anyway, oh my gosh, this is cute. The one daisy. But that will fill in quite nicely over the next couple of years. I have another aster. I think it's either purple or blue. And let me go through here. see what else is new. Been harvesting some rhubarb, and I have this big red rose here, which, oops, okay, well, I need to deadhead it, but it is pushing some new growth here, so that's exciting. And this is that heuchera that I planted last year, and I was like, no, it's dead. Look, it's got one little baby leaf. So anyway, apparently heucheras don't come back for everyone, so I don't know that I would recommend them, even though they're really pretty. Anyway, another annual that I planted is this, it's another purple fountain grass here. So just adding that, it's getting nice and tall, add some vertical interest over here. And my golden red cypress tree is doing amazingly, and with the sun it's amazing. It just gets so much more bright and chartreuse in color. And the dianthus, I'm not sure I love like the juxtaposition between this cool purple and the warm purple, almost red. But look at that beautiful, it's like two-tone. And this one is pretty in its own right. It's just, I think I need to move this one maybe a little bit further away from all these warmer colors. But the daylily's looking really good. I've got a little cedar tree in there for my aunt. And of course the red bud is just looking glorious. So I think that's it for the annuals that I planted this year, that I bought from the store as plants. I did plant some seeds around, like some nasturtium and some 4 o'clocks, I think they're called. They kind of look like petunias, but they apparently only flower around sometime in the evening, so that's kind of cute. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to show you a couple of other things that are flowering, like this beautiful rose. Stunning. This is actually a David Austin rose called Benjamin Britten that I got off of Facebook Marketplace for free, if you can imagine it. And it just happens to be my favorite color. I mean, look at that. Stunning. Just stunning. I actually had to cut it down to right about here, so I'm happy to see all the new growth. So another thing down here these are the 4 o'clocks that I planted from seed. I think I planted those in a video, so I'm really excited to see those. And another thing that I got for free are these echinacea, and they look to be different colors. So this one looks like it's going to be almost like a purpley red. This is called echinacea. Say echinacea. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the roses smell amazing. You should smell the roses, sweetie. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants, and they don't all look like they're going to be the same color, and I'm surprised that they're even pushing out flowers. This one looks incredible. Look at that. So I'm super excited about that. Look at that. And I got all these for free. It was a Buy Nothing Facebook group. Another hosta from my friend Emma. I love this funky little birdhouse that I got too. It just adds a little whimsy. And boy, it looks like the sedum is going to be flowering pretty soon. That's exciting. That makes them for some really beautiful winter interest as well. So I've got a sedum here, and then a smaller sedum for my aunt up here. But yeah, this bed is filling in interestingly. And then we have the plant that I thought that I killed because I tried to chop it in half when I got it. This is called a creme de menthe dogwood. It's gonna have these beautiful yellow twigs. And yeah, I put half of it here, another half over there, and it looks like it's kind of coming back. So thank God. Thank God. There's some variegated oat grasses here, which are going to be beautiful. Add some nice vertical interest eventually. We've got some peonies that I got for free. Some more low-lying juniper that I got for free. So yeah, and the red bud that I got for free. The daylilies I got for free. Hostas. So if it's free, it's for me. And then this is the bed that is right next to my garage. And yeah, it looks like the obedient plant has kind of taken over, which is exciting because it's got this big purple flower. This is a just a store-bought. Oh yeah, there are little mushrooms because it's just been so wet. But anyway, that's a hydrangea that I got as a gift that I planted in the ground, and I've never had it flower, but we'll see. We'll see, maybe eventually. And then this beautiful variegated hosta here I also got from my friend Emma, who was just desperate to give them away. She's not super excited about them, but I think they just add such a nice lightness to the garden bed. So I added some in here, also along the back here. Got some more Rudbeckia or black-eyed Susans coming up here. That's going to be pretty. I also put in some of my favorite annual seeds, the Sweet Alyssum. So that's coming up here. There's going to be some more here and here. So moving right along to the arbor here, I have, do you remember what this is called? What's this called?
I don't know.
You don't remember? Oh my gosh, look how many hoverflies are on it. That's called Sweet Alyssum. This is Mommy's favorite annual. So the Sweet Alyssum is doing really well. There's also some purple stuff in there. There's a lupin I threw in there too that I winter sowed. I had winter sown. And then there's also a, yeah, that's the same thing over there. This is a, my gosh, why can't I think of it? Morning Glory. So I planted a couple Morning Glories, and I'm hoping that it will just cover the trellis. And I mean, that's an annual too. So I would really just love to have that softened. So I told you that I got clematis on sale. So this was half off of $26. And it's called the Vancouver Mystic Gem Clematis. Isn't it beautiful? Apparently it's like slightly iridescent. It looks gorgeous. And this is one of the ones that you don't have to prune. This is called a clematis.
This?
Yeah. Can you say clematis? So it's already flowered, and these are the little, seed pods that come out after the flower. But it looked real rough, I mean, because it was on the sale rack. But I can see there's, like, it's still green. So I know that it looks slightly dead. But I'm going to be pruning off the dead stuff and planting it. I was thinking of planting it on the arbor here. I think that'd be really pretty. And then I had another thought that it would be oh so gorgeous to plant up here. So if I plant it here, and it would climb up and kind of go like that, you know, because every year we have our AC unit just so unsightly, and I would love to add some more color to this area as well. But eventually we're gonna have to rip out, I think we're gonna have to rip out this U that we had to cut back. We had one ripped out when we were redoing the septic tank. So we had to redo the septic. So we had to rip one out. We had to cut one back. And yeah, so I'm not really sure about planting something kind of permanent there. But I did plant some more, what is it called? Morning Glory down here. You can see the heart-shaped leaves. Those are Morning Glory, an annual Morning Glory. And then we have some geraniums that I got from the lady off Facebook Marketplace. And she wasn't sure what color they were. And we've got some more petunias here, but these look like much bigger, robuster plants. So we're going to be putting these in the ground. I'm just not sure where. So for right now, I'm enjoying them right next to our front door. It looks like this one's about to flower. Oh my gosh, it almost looks like it's going to be white or pink or peach. So it's called a geranium. And then there's some, I put some sweet, yeah, that's another flower bed. I put some more Sweet Alyssum down there because I can't resist putting it anywhere. So we've got some more nasturtiums, just annual nasturtiums that I sowed from seed. I've been watching a lot of like Moxie Gardens. If you haven't seen, he's just so whimsical and lovely. If you're into like a whimsical garden, you would love his garden. So anyway, I decided to pop this thing, which I think I got also for free off the side of the road. So I just popped a little jar. I was going to put a candle in it because I had a party the other day, and I didn't even put a candle in it, and it still looks cute. So it just catches the rainwater.
Why are you cooking it out?
So I can keep track of how much rain we're going to get. But yeah, the hosta looks really good. This is where I put more of that variegated hosta, and I think it just adds some nice lightness back there. So I'm really liking how this garden is filling in, and I've been cutting off of the daisies. So these are two different kinds of daisies. And then we have an astilbe going to be flowering here. This is the Rudbeckia or Black-Eyed Susan. And I've got some more. This is where I ended up putting that Jacob's Ladder perennial. And I didn't know that it was a shade-loving plant, and I don't have very much shade, so I had to put it right here. Boy, this thing's like really getting leggy. Maybe I should chop that back. But yeah, I've got another plant back here for my aunt. I forget what that's called. Aunt Deb, tell me what that's called. But I put a little birdhouse that I built back there, just because I had the space. And I built a little fence just to keep up my daisies while we mow. Our little froggy. And then a bunch of bee balm, which is going to be beautiful and like kind of like reddish pink blooms. So here on the little garden right outside my deck, it's looking nice and lush. Been trying to keep up with the weeds, but I put another purple fountain grass here, so it's going to add some nice purple interest here. And yeah, I added more of those free hostas from my friend. I also got some more, I think this is some kind of phlox from my neighbor, and that's exciting. She just was tearing it out, so she gave it to me. I also popped some more morning glory here, so I'm hoping that it'll, you know, climb up and soften this edge a bit. And this hydrangea that I bought on sale last year is coming back beautifully, and it's actually flowering. So I think it's the type that blooms on new wood, because this is what happened to the wood in the spring. It got totally frozen and dead, so that's good. So I think it's some kind of like pinky purple color, but it kind of depends on your soil pH. So we shall see. I added a little gazing ball here, another little vertical interest. This is just some oregano that I've been moving around my garden. It flowers prettily, and I think it adds a nice little height. We've got a whole bunch of little flowers planted in here, and this is some of the dahlias that I grew from seed, so that's exciting. My sister and I, Martha and I, planted out a whole ton of the flowers, you know, those flats and flats of seeds that I started in, gosh, February. Planted them out here and in the front. The spiderwort is looking fantastic. This is a free plant that I got when I was digging up those boxwoods. This is, and I didn't know what it was, but he said that I could have it. But apparently it is a perennial hibiscus plant. So I actually divided it in two. I didn't know how big it was going to get. He was like, it's going to get really big. And like the stalks were this big. So I was like, okay, I'll put one here and one here. I could have put them a little further apart, but yeah, they're looking really good. Excited to see what color they are, what they do. My foxglove are flowering beautifully, and they just self-seed everywhere. So you can deadhead them, but I prefer to let them go to seed, and then the seeds just go bananas. And I love bananas. I also don't know what this thing is, but it looks like it's going to flower. And it looks like it's going to have a bunch of flowers, so we're going to leave it. And I have a whole bunch of calendula, pot marigold planted in here as well, with a whole bunch of, there's like baby lupins and everything. So very cottagey, very, you know, so there's, I think this is some kind of sunflower from my aunt. Again, if you know what this is, please leave it in the comments. And yeah, so apparently it's going to get huge, but I did have, there's a little lupin here. There's some little lupins somewhere around here. And this is my little baby dogwood that I planted when it was a little twig. Can you look at that? Isn't that amazing? It's grown so much. And oh my gosh, those leaves are so pretty. So I'm excited to see what that does. It's kind of being eaten by the oregano, but that's okay. I have a whole bunch of lily of the valley back here as well. And then the grapevines, the bane, the wild grape is just, oh my gosh, it's like taking over again. Yeah, anyway, oh, that's hilarious. The top of a pineapple. We eat a lot of fresh pineapple. And apparently, I think the little critters like to take the pineapple under there and snack on it. What's left of it. It looks like this is a, maybe a broccoli and a bunch of borage growing in my compost pile. So that's just lovely. And what else? This is my little pumpkin squash patch that my sister and I made, and my brother. And I must say, it is mostly tomato vines. Look at this. These are all tomatoes. It's full of tomatoes. So I kind of want to just leave it, and maybe the tomatoes will deter the other little pests. And there's other stuff in here. I think this is broccoli, because I always let everything go to seed. So I guess my my compost is just a seedy mess. Anyway, that'll be interesting. Stay tuned to see how big my pumpkin patch gets. But yeah, I mean, looking from the size of I should say judging from the size of these leaves, this is going to be a big one. Anyway. So this is the little garden bed that I'm not sure that I love. I mean, I like the things that are in it. I just don't. I mean, this was a free little covered sandbox that we got. This was like a free hat or basket rack that I put a weather vane on. So there's our chicken coop for reference. And then swinging around here, I have this other bed, which this is like, apparently it's called mouse-eared hawkweed or something, which is taking over my garden. So apparently it thrives in really crappy soil. So yay. But I'm not sure that I love this garden here. For reference, I have a 5 mountain junipers here with a little birdhouse. That's a daylily, sweetie. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this bed, if I should just rip it out and move these plants to my other garden beds, or move them closer to my chicken coop. Yeah, I'm just not really sure what to do with that bed. So I need all of your suggestions and comments, so please leave them down below. But another one of the things that I got was this called maidenhair grass or maiden grass. I'll pop in the tag. Okay, sounds good. But I put in a maiden grass here. It's apparently going to get really big. So, I mean, I definitely have to move it. I just didn't know where else I wanted it. But another thing that I'm so excited about, you guys, is look at this. Do you know what this is? This is lavender that I grew from seed. I grew from seed. And it just took so long. This is like almost 4 years, no, like 3 years old at this point. And I'm just so thrilled with it, and it's actually flowering. So I love it so much. And this is my Miss Mademoiselle Rose, which is just a stunner. I mean, look at that. It's going to be so beautiful. I mean, look at the size of the leaves on this thing. So that is just a gorgeous, gorgeous rose. This really cool sedum is really neat. A little piece broke off, and then I put it in, and look, it's growing. Isn't that wild? It's just so cool. So, and then this is another one of my from seed, which is so hard to do. I had no idea. From seed lavender, and I just love it out here. I also planted out a whole bunch of chamomile here, and you can see it here, and you can see it here. So there's going to be chamomile all over here, and also there's more on the other side, right over here, more chamomile. But yeah, I would love some suggestions of what to do. Should I marry the two gardens, make this one bigger, maybe connect it to the play set here? Yeah, not really sure. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. I did put a white lilac from my friend Emma. She had some suckers, so I grabbed some of those. Yeah, sure, go ahead. And then I have another little cedar that I popped right here, but I'm not sure if it's going to stay there, but it's pretty happy. So that was my front gardens, and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any solutions for the slugs. I've heard of like jars of beer or something, but I don't know. I don't want to be seen buying beer, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.